to put a little grease on it, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I play, you know. I try and make everything I do greasy, you know, greasy and funky. That's what I like, you know. So I'm gonna just show you kind of how I play most of the time. So that's kind of, you know, that's kind of where I'm coming from, you know, most of the time. I like to keep it like that, like, I'm real into the one, you know. I like to nail that one, get right up on top of that one, you know, and that comes from my love and appreciation for funk music. It's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, bringing it on the one. And, you know, that's what it's all about, you know, is the time, man. You gotta hold the time when you're playing bass. You know what I'm saying? Because you're laying it down, man. You're the pulse of the music, man. You're what's making people dance, and you're like, you have a responsibility there, you know, because you're what's making people dance and keeping that groove alive. You and the drummer, and you know, so I have like a internal kind of body clock or whatever, and most of the music I primarily play is like funk and soul and R&B and blues, and mostly, you know, just simple 4/4 time signature stuff. I don't get into too much outside crazy fusions and different things that require a lot of different time signatures and stuff, because that's just not where I'm at, you know, that's just not my journey, you know. But I could dig that, but that's not really where I'm at, you know. I just like that big one, you know, and keep it real funky and stuff. But during that jam, I kind of demonstrated a lot of the different techniques and stuff that I do with my right hand and with my left hand. I started out by mentioning that I like that grease, you know. You know, what I'm doing there is it's kind of like pretending it's a fretless bass. You know, if you were playing a fretless bass, you'd put a little vibrato on it, or maybe even if you was playing a violin or a cello or anything that didn't have frets on it, you'd get on top of the note and you'd give it a little shake to help it make it stay in tune. Well, that's the same concept. You get up on it and then give it a little shake. That's where that grease comes from. So I kind of think of it like when I'm making a bass line, I kind of think of it like I'm making a gumbo. You know, like when you're making a gumbo or you're making a stew or whatever, you know, you're making something to eat. And it's going to have a lot of different things that you're going to put in it to make it taste right, you know what I'm saying? So it's got to have the grease first. So I give all my little techniques little names that are food names. Another one is the butter. These are just little licks, little things that connect the groove together. You know, like this is the main groove. That's the meat and the potatoes. So you could do that all day. It would be nasty. When I say nasty, I mean good. Little bit of grease. And I might add some butter. Now that's what I call the roux. That's what make it all stick together. You know, because you're playing bass, you can't be all up. You can't be up there all the time because you're playing bass. You gotta be down in. Another thing I like to do is, it's kind of getting away from the food thing a little bit, but talking about the rhythm of it all, I like to leave some space in there, you know what I'm saying? It's what you don't play is just as important as what you do play. So like what makes that groove happen is not trying to fill it all up all the time, is to leave some big holes in there and some empty spots where you're not playing. Because music, to me, is a conversation that musicians are having with one another, right? When they're playing, it's as if you're sitting around a table with your family and friends, and one person talks and the others listen, and then the other person talks and the others listen, and you're having a conversation and it's going around the table, and everybody's getting their chance to talk. Well, when you're in any kind of ensemble situation, a bunch of musicians that are together, and you're trying to create some kind of harmony and make music together, it has to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be like considerate. You have to have like manners. You know what I'm saying? You have to have like etiquette, just like you would in a conversation. You don't interrupt people when they're trying to talk. You let them finish what they're saying, and then you say what you gotta say to it. And that's the way I think about music. It's like when I'm playing, I might leave some big holes and give some space for some of the other cats to say their thing. Just laying it down. You know what I'm saying? All the other instruments can do their thing in them holes, and I'm leaving them the space to do it. I'm being considerate to the whole scene. Another thing that's really important to music, that I think is very important in music, and is dynamics. Dynamics is the volume of music, all right? So all dynamics are good, right? There's not a bad one in the bunch.